Morning guys, it's Darren at Green Pro Clean, window cleaning, Nottingham and Derbyshire. Here we are today. We're talking about the correct selection, not the correct selection, but how to choose a water-fed pole suitable for your requirements. Many lads when starting out are working on a tight budget, need to factor that into account and can't all afford to spend 500, 600, £1,000 on a pole. So they need to know what's available and at what budgets. So here, working left to right, is a few poles from my collection. And in fact, I'm actually talking nonsense. We're going to start right to left. So over here, we have the 18-foot Water Genie Viper, the 18-foot carbon fibre Viper, which as you can see, has got a decent length to it. Will take care of all of your ground floor, first floor requirements quite happily. And it'll even reach the gutters if you're a tall enough lad like me at 6'4". Next to this, we have the Extreme Gardener's 25-foot pole. This thing is actually a work of art, I have to say. I'll get more onto that in a minute when I do a review of the pole itself. But this is a 25-footer, which as you can see will quite happily cope with first floor, second floor, and it'll even reach third floor dormer windows, because bear in mind it's not always down on the floor here. It's actually working at about this height when it's in my hand, so 3 feet off the ground. So basically that'll have a working height of about 28 foot. Next in lineup is our another Water Genie, the Viper 35, and you can see how far up that one goes. Quite a beastie. Easily take care of all your ground floor, first floor, second floor, and occasionally third floor if you don't have to step back too far to reach the glass. Now, one thing I will talk about for you guys who are fishing for commercial work, looking to get those big commercial jobs, is if you're doing a window that's 40 feet up in the air, you have to remember that a 40-foot pole will not clean a window that's 40 feet up in the air. And the reason being for that is you would need to be stood right at the base of the building, literally underneath it, and you couldn't see what you're doing up there on the high glass. So as you need to be stepped back so that you have some form of control when your pole is off at an angle, you actually need a 48-foot pole to clean a 40-foot high window. And the general rule of thumb is take the height of the window, 40 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet, times that by 1.2 to allow for the distance that you'll need to be stood back from the building, hence the extra length of the pole, and then you'll know what height of pole you need to be using. Now, I'm going to pause for a second while I mount this on the tripod, because I want to talk a bit more about buying your first pole. Now, when starting out in window cleaning, water-fed pole work, you might not be able to afford a selection of 2, 3, 4 poles, whatever you need to take care of every conceivable job. You may have jobs that only involve a 25 or an 18, and hence think that's the best idea, without thinking down the road where you may need the bigger pole, the longer 35, 40, 50 foot or whatever it is you need. So a way around this, and what I did when I started out, because I could only afford one pole, I bought a longer pole. I went with a 35 footer, and that's a heavy pole to use all day long for residential work. It does get to play havoc on the old joints, and especially if you have a bit of RSI in your elbows like I did. So what I did was I bought the longer pole so I had it for those few odd jobs where I needed to reach 3rd and 4th stories. But then, when I need to reach those, collapse the bottom 2 sections down. Basically taking off just the bottom 2 sections, the pole is now the same length, well it would be if I evened them out on the grass there, same length as my 25 footer. And then I've got 2 spare bits for when I need to get up to 35 foot. And if you ask your suppliers, they'll send you a spare end cap, and well, they'll sell you a spare end cap, I should say. I shouldn't say suppliers will give away stuff. And that pops on like so, nice and simple, protecting the base of your pole. And now you have a 25 footer. Happy days. So, hope you found this useful. Oh, another quick point is you could start by buying a 25 foot pole or even an 18. Look at your supplier's website, they will have extension poles to make it longer again, and just keep adding on. Basically the same as taking off, but adding on. Some suppliers, Gardeners being one of them, the base of their poles, the one that you're holding, is insulated on some of the poles to prevent against hitting electrical cables or possible shocks from solar panels, if that could ever happen, I don't know. But Gardeners have insulated them anyway, so they will make a key point of that. I just wanted to mention it, so that whilst the other sections aren't insulated, the base one will be. But Hope you found some information in there, some tips that may be useful to you. Thanks for watching. Any comments, just drop them in the box below. Thank you. Back again, guys, with a quick addendum to the previous couple of clips there. All the poles I've just shown you are carbon fibre. Lightweight material, makes your working day nice and easy. The cheaper end of the ranges of window cleaning poles, they're normally red or sometimes orange in colour. I've even seen yellow and blue ones. A glass fibre, a lot more flexible. Many lads in window cleaning games call them bananas or whips, because they literally whip about. Yeah, they're okay for starting out on residential. They're not very good for high commercial work, just because of the sheer bend in them, and also they're a lot more brittle than a carbon fibre, and in my experience they will crack and splinter more easily. However, starting on a budget, I do understand that. I've been there and done it. So at the end of the day, you buy what you need to get you going, save up for the better quality as you go along. But anyway, once again, I hope it's been useful. Thanks for watching.